Monique is back to show us how to make one that is so chic and so cool, the kids will want to do their chores. This sounds magical to me, Mo. Before you even start, does the chore chart work in your house?
Yes, it does. It actually gives the girls motivation to get their tasks done. And I mean, I did this because, I was getting tired in the mornings. Do this, do that. Mom, what do I do next? Mom, no. Go to your chore chart, look at what needs to be done, check it off. So it just makes our evenings and our mornings a breeze. There is still, but it helps. That's all I need.
And that's all we need, the parents struggling out there. Listen, I had a chore chart for my kids when they were younger. It did not look as pretty as yours. Maybe that's where I went wrong, because at some point, Eva started saying, we'd say, make your bed so you can get a check mark. And she said, you know what, Mama? I don't want to check mark. She couldn't say ours. And I was like, Leo, we got a live one here. She doesn't want the check mark. So we had to figure out how to navigate that. Okay, how do we start, my friend?
Okay, so first you want to create your design. And so I used a special design app that is for my cutting machine. I have a Cricut Maker here. And so I designed my grid. I personalized it as well. And I also kept in mind longevity. So as the girls get older, their chores are going to change. So I created it in a way that I would just write the chores in, and then they can put their little tick marks in. So once you have your design pulled together, you're good to go. You go ahead and then you cut your vinyl. And so by doing that, use a vinyl cutting machine, and then you want to first load your vinyl in. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in quickly like so. Boom, boom, boom. And then you have it loaded in, and then you get cutting. So once your vinyl has finished cutting and everything is done, it's actually going to come out. You don't really see anything going on here, but then what you do is you just go ahead and peel the vinyl off, and then you will start to see the design.
Oh.
And I encourage, I'm not using it quickly right now, so I'm just going to do the top there. So this is for my nephew Felix. So if you go ahead and see there, you can see his name. And then what I suggest as well, having a vinyl pick, because then that will help getting into those nooks and crannies, right? Because I do have the days of the week in my chart, and those are very small letters. And so sometimes with the vinyl, because it is a vinyl that is meant to stick, it may even come off. So the pick actually helps you kind of get into those little nooks and crannies, and especially with those letters with holes in it as well, it helps to make it easy and just pick those off.
Very cool. Okay, so you take your time sort of pulling that off and separating it, and then what's our next step, Mo?
So our next step, once we get it peeled off, then what we do is we actually use transfer tape.
Okay, tell me what transfer tape is.
So this is the transfer tape. This is your best friend when it comes to making charts, wall decals. It actually goes on top of your design, and then you actually peel it off, and then your design would actually come off, and then it's transferring it from the base of your vinyl. So this is where we printed it off. So this white part here, it's actually going to transfer it off onto the transfer paper, and then we would go ahead and transfer it to our acrylic frame. So I know it's hard to see in the camera there, but boom. So that's what that is for. And so I have one that I already took off. This is Sydney's chore chart. And so you go ahead, and again, you could just peel it off just like so. So this was that the backing for the vinyl, and now it is on our transfer tape. I'll use that there.
Okay, cool. So that's what you're using. You're using like a dry erase marker on that, and you can just rub it off.
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
Well, the dry erase will actually go on your acrylic frame, again, because of the light. I'll show it. This is your acrylic frame. So when you transfer it now, and this is probably the hardest part of the project, is now moving it from the transfer tape to your acrylic board, right? And so you want to make sure it's centered. I'm going to say a little prayer here that it goes in straight. But yeah, just go ahead and drop it on there. And then you just spread it out. You use your scraper tool And you just scrape it on there like so. Just give it a good scrape. And the scraper is actually to help push that vinyl down onto the acrylic so that you can easily start to take it off. So actually it is actually working.
Beautiful.
So there.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so then, yeah, here's your finished product. And so it's great. You can hang it up in your home. You can, I put some white paper on the back of this, just again for visibility, but if you want to, you can customize it to your child's favorite color, personalize it even more, or even have them design it themselves, maybe do a little painting so it can go underneath, because again, you're writing on top of it, there isn't anything on the back, so that's a way that it can also be creative and also be personal for your child.
Very cool. Just get Savannah to give Eva a call, and maybe that will help encourage her to make her bed. Who knows? She's not doing it for check marks. That's for sure. Mo,
I wish I could do
so
that at work. I don't want to work.
I don't want to.
I don't think that's going to work.
If you're at home and you want to make your own chore chart for you or your kids, you can find her step-by-step instructions up on cityline.tv.